reached my goal. I don't think it was just a goal for myself, it was a goal for my entire family. My parents didn't talk about me going to the NBA. Not one time. They talked about if it's meant for you to get there, you'll get there, but they always stressed me getting a degree.
Well, that's a steal by Ford. Ford the other way, and it goes. TJ Ford time. Fadeaway jump. Oh, what a big shot.
Man, memories about my parents just growing up as a kid. The most important thing was always education. I think education, it wasn't my strength either. So I think my parents did a good job of understanding what my limitations was, but they also kind of pushed me and helped me when I was younger a lot. And I had to just prepare myself a little bit more when I got here. I think my high school prepared me for what it was going to take for me to be successful. So I relied on my teachers. I relied on the academic advisors that we had here at the University of Texas for the basketball program. That was unbelievable. And if it wasn't, for them making sure I have all the resources that I need to be successful, I don't think I would be here right now standing in front of you talking to you about finishing my degree. One of the main reasons that I came to the University of Texas, the first person, Will Wyatt, and I'm gonna tell you why he's important. Will Wyatt was important because he was my host when I was on my visit. He gave me that comfort of just knowing that everybody's not just wild, and just knowing that I have a guy like that in my corner was important. He was always in my ear. It was never about basketball with Will Wyatt, never. And the other person was Royal Ivy. He was the only guy that actually was playing that made me feel welcome before I got here. We would drive up, I would stay in his dorm room, me, my brother and my uncle, and we would watch the games, and then we would go back the next day. And he was the only person who offered that to me all the time. And that's why he's my best friend to today. Education was their priority for these two guys. It wasn't a true priority for me because of where I come from, and I knew the only way out was to make it to the NBA, to change the lifestyle of my family and be in this elite basketball player. Those guys made it easy for me to compete. Because I don't think people understood what I was dealing with coming to the University of Texas. While I'm still in high school, every week it's an article saying that I was the best player and I wasn't even here. I was going to change the program. I don't think they understood that pressure that they was putting on. And everybody wasn't open arms when I got here. They wasn't mean, but I knew it wasn't open arms when we stepped on the basketball court. And I loved that. I loved it. I loved the competitive nature. I loved the fact that they wasn't going to allow me to come in here and just take their job that easy and just hand it over. And they made me better. Probably the reason I became the best player in college basketball, especially my freshman year. School was very difficult. This is a hard university academically. Like, this stuff is tough. It's very challenging. You're in class with the best of the best. You're the best athlete, but I wasn't the best student. I think you guys kept me in line. I think you guys kept me on the right track. And I just think that you guys kept the parenting going on for me away from home. And that's the most important thing with this whole process of me getting a degree, that it wasn't just something that my parents wanted. I think everybody that was involved from the day that I stepped on campus, you guys continued to push that for me. You continued to stay in my ear about getting my degree and just keep chipping at it. And I think that's the biggest thing that allowed me to be successful while I was here, is that my parents didn't have to worry about me. Just knowing that they was always happy. And, coming from, where we come from, and, what you see as a kid growing up is, that's all you want. That's all you really want at the end of the day. You don't want them stressing. You want to know that, everything they instilled in you, you're able to carry it on, and you're able to represent yourself at the highest level and be respected.
With the 8th pick in the 2003 NBA draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select TJ Ford from the University of Texas.
when I left campus as a sophomore to go to the NBA, I still had like 3 years left of school. So I had a long, long way to go.
I'm so proud of TJ because he's really traveled through Texas to make this happen. He reached out to me and we talked and we kind of met and said, all right, well, let's look at where you're at. That's a little bit overwhelming, but if you can break it down for him into, look, we're gonna take small chunks at a time, just keep making progress, and before you know it, the time's here and it's time to graduate.
I don't think people even knew because I didn't talk about it, but until this year, I've been going back and forth. I would have 3 classes in a week, and sometimes when I got homesick or I missed my family, I would go to class, drive home, and drive back the next morning. That was difficult because in order for me to be successful at it, I had to invest in being in the classroom.
It says a lot about who they are as people, in that definitely the athletic side where you're that competitor and you're used to finishing the job. And everybody that's come back, they talk about like, I couldn't just walk away from this.
This is probably the first semester where I invested really in learning and really investing in just being in that classroom and not just sitting there and going through the motion. Being away from my family the entire time and not see them, just only on the weekends was tough. It was tough being the oldest guy in the classroom, being older than your professors. And I learned a lot because a lot of stuff that classes I was taking is what I'm doing now. It was something that drew my interest even more because I'm dealing with kids. I have kids of all ages, even of my own. The sacrifices they had to make. I missed a lot of events. I missed a lot of school functions. I missed a lot of basketball, football, baseball games. Still am today. For them to see the sacrifices that I had to go through to get it done, and also the sacrifices that they had to make to allow me to do it, was a blessing. Now I can talk to them about what it feels like to have a degree. I don't think anybody thought I would be able to get this done. So for me, I can't wait.
When he called me, about a month and a half ago, and he said, Coach, May 19th, I'm walking, and he said, you better be there. And I said, I wouldn't miss it for anything. And I love him. I love him. You're my man. Really proud of it.
I love adversity. I love a challenge. I love you telling me what I can't do. I love when you do not hold me at a higher standard that I hold myself, because you challenge me to do better and you challenge me to prove you wrong. My wife, my parents, my brother, my sister. Without that core group right there, none of this is possible. But when it comes down to my parents and my family, what this means, I probably accomplished everything that they would want your child to accomplish. All the things that she was telling us then when I was a kid that I didn't understand was in existence now. I get to live through it. I get to see all the things that she envisioned and saw that no one else in the world saw. And I was able to be the person I am today. I was able to accomplish many, many things that I don't think I would have accomplished if I would have went to any other university. That wasn't the expectations for us growing up. The expectation was basketball, basketball, basketball. You get to college because of basketball. For me to be able to look at my kids and say that you don't even have to have basketball to make it to college. Now education is the main thing we're talking about. Now it's looking at my kids and saying, hey, now you have to accomplish this. It will be good if you accomplish it. You can dictate being qualified by having a degree. Nobody can give you an excuse. Nobody can tell you what they cannot do. You can do whatever you want to do if you put your mind to it. Why do I think this day is more important than being called by David Stern and having my jersey retired at the University of Texas? I didn't have any control over that. I had control over me getting a degree. I think that's why it's going to be more special, because I didn't depend on anybody. It was up to me to get it done or not. I accomplished this, is how I feel. Over the years of having a clear mind of what it takes to get a degree and being able to hear my name being called, will I get the same energy from everybody in the building? Will it be like my name is being called for a starting lineup? And will it be more impactful being inside Gregory Gym when they do call my name?
Terrence Gerard Ford.
And it brings the degree and basketball together for that, I don't want to call it standing ovation, but just that would mean the world to me. Getting a T ring, because you're in a different class, elite class, it means everything, because that team ring shows that. Take all the other stuff, because I never wanted to be labeled as just a basketball. I think May 19th, you have to look at me not as a basketball. And that's all I want.